Jordan Reese.
Ben.
How's it going?
Oh, it's going okay, you know. Carefree at the moment. Nothing's happening in the world. Everything is just happy and shiny and great.
Just loads of time to play video games.
Indeed, yeah.
And here is a video game. This video game is out, well, if you listen to this, it might be out already. This is coming out on the 31st of March. This is Persona 5 Royal. A brand new video game.
Is it a brand new game, Ben?
Well, I've played a few hours of it, and I gotta say, I didn't really... It's been a long time since I played Persona 5, but this is pretty much... I was playing it going, I remember this bit, I remember this bit, I remember this bit. I remember most of it. I have had a look at like what differences there are in this first 30 minutes that we're going to look at.
Yeah.
There's a tiny little intro, but apart from that, it seems very similar.
Okay.
The one thing I do love about this, though, is that it is... I mean, it is a fantastic, fantastic video game, and this is like a very polished version of it.
Sure.
One of the things that actually sold it for me, and I don't think it's going to sell it for other people, is that this is PS4 Pro enhanced, which I do appreciate a PS4 Pro. When I was playing it originally, I'm like, okay, it's cool, but it's, you know, it felt a little bit like, when it comes to the graphics, I felt kind of PS3 or very early PS4 kind of stuff.
Like I never got that sense. So when we're saying that it's pro, ooh, that's nice animation. So when we're saying that it's kind of got pro enhancements now, what are we talking? Frame rate, resolution, what?
No idea. So I believe it's more stable frame rates.
Something is happening under the hood, but it was never a slouch, right? Like it was a pretty slick game, I thought.
Oh yeah, no, it was very slick. The only thing I think that slightly bugged me, and it's still prevalent in this one, is the like running around is ridiculously fast. Like you're going around hitting people, and you're racing around, and you're not quite able to like swing the camera around. So maybe it's just the settings I need to mess around with. But it's no, I've been playing, like I said, played a few hours of this so far. I don't notice huge differences because it's been a while. There is an opening cinematic that we don't see here. Well, there's fantastic, like anime style cinematic, which is like littered throughout the game, which is just stunning. But like when you load the game up for the first time, it comes up with a new like a new intro, which I'll be showing that on my playthrough because I'm going to be recording the third hour of it soon. So tomorrow, which will be the 31st, so as soon as it gets released, I'll be releasing exclusive to YouTube episodes 1, 2, and 3 of this, and I really highly recommend watching all of it, but especially the first bit of episode 1 because it shows the video, and it's an updated, kind of much more cool and bright lights and flashy things more than the very original one that was like black and red and white, and that was it, and it was all kind of basic comic book style, whereas this new one's a very like a much flashier version.
Now I know we said about the improved graphics, and maybe this is just me making stuff up. This does look a little sharper, I would think.
Yeah, definitely sharper. The music as well has been re-recorded, and I like when I was doing the playthrough of this for the first 3 hours, I was just like most of the times me going, oh god, this game's music's brilliant. Like I just totally forgot.
So the music has always been standout. Is it new compositions or just re-recordings?
You're talking to me like as though I should know this, and I should do. But I believe it has been re-recorded, and it's like new versions of it.
It's weird.
Some very similar.
We're almost talking about it like a remaster, but it's how old is it? It's like the vanilla game's like what, 2-3 years?
2.5 years. Yeah, 2.5 years I think it was. This was the same year as Breath of the Wild, I believe. I'm gonna Google this. Persona 5. The Persona 5 first came out 2017. Oh, well, actually 2016 in Japan, but 2017. So this was like, I remember this game came out, and there was Breath of the Wild and PUBG. God, that was a great year for games, wasn't it?
It was. So let's pretend that I'm not a complete idiot and I haven't already pre-ordered this, which I have. How would you sell this to me as somebody that already owns the base game?
This is a perfected version. Like if somebody has the base game and they finished the base game and they're like, that was good, I don't know if I would recommend it to them, but I'd say if you want to replay it, this is the one to play. Okay.
And why?
So you've got the updated. There are 3 things that are new to this. One of them, well, 2 of them we'll see actually in this video, which I'll say when we get to. But the other one is there's a new area. So you can go around to different parts of Tokyo in the original game, and they've added a completely new area. There's a few other like little bits and bobs that happen, but mainly it's like that big new area, although I haven't got to it yet. Like I said, this is, I should have mentioned this at the beginning, but this is a spoiler-free quick look. We're like as much as a spoiler-free as it can be for showing actual gameplay, but this will just be the first 30 minutes, and we might talk slightly about what's going on in the first dungeons, because this game is literally split into dungeons. So you go and find out a problem or some person, some enemy, and then you go and traverse through a dungeon that is associated with them, and obviously beat that dungeon, and things are okay, and you move on.
Yeah.
How far did you get in the original?
I played quite a lot of it, but it's a long game, isn't it? I think.
Oh yeah.
I think it's like what, 70, 80, 90 hour game.
100. I think it's 100 and someone said about over 120. And apparently this game adds like another 40 hours.
Wow. Okay. So what? 120 just to complete the campaign?
Yeah.
Is that?
Okay, I believe it's 100. I think the average is 100 and 120.
Okay. Well, I was closer to 20 than 120, but but no.
Same here, and I played it for a fair bit. Yeah.
I did a few of the dungeons and stuff, but yeah, at some point I just kind of fell off it.
I
was always a big admirer of it. Just so super slick, super stylish. Music is incredible. The I'm sure we'll see some of it now, but the transitions between this
is the new bit.
Okay.
So you'll see something new added now. You see him hiding behind the box.
Yeah.
Just check you're the same place as me. Yeah, so he'll do something now which might be surprising. Ready? This is.
I'm ready.
Oh yeah, you're right, it's coming.
Is it a grappling hook?
It is a grappling hook. They sold this as one of the main, like the big things that gets added. There's a grappling hook.
Well, that's worth it.
And I haven't done the first whole dungeon yet of Royal, but I've done like the first bit where you go into it and just kind of escape it quickly. And I totally forgot to look up. Oh, this is the second part. Sorry, this is the second
Joker, stop!
New part.
It's an enemy right near you.
So that grappling hook, like, what mechanically, how does that actually impact the game? I'm guessing you just use it at certain points within the dungeons to go on a separate path.
Yeah, I think a separate path might be some stealth in it, but there's also, you go up there, I imagine there's some items and some new ways of just.
So is it a way to access parts of the dungeon? Okay.
This is
I'll end this right now.
yeah, we've got the grappling hook, and this is a new character.
Okay.
But if you know, I mean, you'll find out in a few minutes, but this bit is like current day, and then the majority of the game, in fact, much of the game that I played when I was playing Persona 5, the original, I didn't actually get up to this part in like the real, in like
so
the
is
timeline.
this like a flashback type thing?
This is the opposite. No, this is now, but the majority of the game is a flashback.
Yeah.
And she mentions a couple of things in this that made me think she has appeared possibly, or that she is somebody in the game before it. But it sounds like from this on, I imagine that this character, yeah, she talks about her weak self who relied on him so much, and that ends today. So I'm guessing maybe, which people who play this game probably know, it's so and so, it's this girl, or we know exactly who this is, but I honestly can't remember. It's been such a long time ago that I played it. But it sounds like that she, at this point in the game, when we eventually get up to this point in the game where this is now current day, if you get what I mean from the flashback, then she becomes a lot more of a prominent character.
So I think my digital deluxe version or whatever I've got, I didn't go crazy. I got I paid like an extra £5. It comes with some outfits for that lady, I believe.
Oh yes, and are they all tastefully done?
Just as tasteful as the one that she's wearing right now.
Not at all then.
I'd also point out how sexualized those leopards are.
Yeah. Well, we don't.
I can literally see their cock, Ben.
Yeah. Oh god, I never noticed that. Why didn't I notice that?
I'm surprised you didn't notice that.
I did notice that, but I did the first bit, like when you go into the first dungeon, but you don't actually do the dungeon, you just escape.
Yeah.
I was fighting against a monster that had a giant erect penis.
Oh, okay.
That's the last
And I'm pretty sure in that dungeon as well, there's a boss that is sitting on a toilet.
I take it you're okay?
Yeah.
Do you remember that one?
Bad news.
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Your way.
I just.
Right now.
What is that? What style do we call that?
It's just I was going to say it is a very interesting style of Persona. It's kind of like a lot of it feels very innocent,
Then I won't stop you.
and then it just seems to kind of layer on top these sexual undertones from the kind of standard stuff where you've got an anime character lady like that who is clearly not dressed for combat.
Please don't forget
But
the
then
promise we made.
when you're fighting bosses, they tend to be, especially in this one in particular,
Joker, you need to
weirdly sexualized, sexual
Yeah.
organs and things like
Like,
that.
we don't just sexualize the women, we also sexualize our monsters. Also, everybody's got a thigh gap in this. I'm so jealous. Like, their legs
So what-
go up and...
So while we're on the sex topic, I think we've talked about this before. Obviously, there's the whole relationship stuff in this game. Am I right in saying that the first game didn't have any same-sex relationships?
That's true. They no, they did have there was a gay couple in there at a beach section. I never got that far, but apparently at that beach section they were two gay men trying to
Sure,
chat
but
up some children.
but in terms of your character being able to...
No, your character cannot, and it remains the same in this one.
Yeah, okay, so he's canonically straight, I guess.
He is. Which I
Okay.
mean, you're playing as a character. I
Sure.
do not have a problem with that. It would be great because Ryuji is a little cute twink and he's quite obviously gay. But yeah, no, it's and he's obviously I've met many people like this protagonist. None of them are straight.
So they haven't made any kind of moves just in terms of fan service towards that, I guess.
No. Like it was in Persona 4. I don't know if it was Golden or if it was both of them, but I think in previous Personas they have touched upon it, and they haven't in this one. Like it'd be cool, but I mean, it doesn't really matter to me.
Yeah.
I don't play this now. I don't play games for relationships a lot of the time. Like The Witcher. I played The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, finished it, and I was a baron at the end. Like not an actual baron, but I was completely... I meant to say bachelor. I was a bachelor at the end. I was on my own. I ignored both Yennefer and Triss and was just like, no.
I did not.
Did you pop both of them?
I'm very much... I like Triss, but I prefer the other one.
Yeah, I think if I've actually started another playthrough on PC, and
Yeah.
I'm going for Yennefer. She is a classy lady.
I did try to talk him into a threesome, but I don't think it worked out.
So this bit you might remember is so you know the bit where we got the grappling hook and the new character. That bit was completely added in. It wasn't in the original, and then
But now we've gone back to the original, I guess. Yeah.
yeah.
So it's
I
kind
think
of
when
what I
you're
said.
leaving-
That grappling hook is allowing them to insert new scenes and things. I suppose.
Yeah, no, I haven't played it. Like I said, I haven't played it into any dungeons yet, so I don't know how much the grappling hook adds. Whether it just feels a bit unnecessary. I also find it a bit unusual how they're going to be able to add like a whole new character without it feeling shoehorned in and as an essential part of it. So I'm interested. I'm interested to play this. I've been umming and ahhing whether to stream it or not because I don't know whether it's going to be a good streaming game, but I'm going to definitely give it a go.
Well, based on the reviews, because obviously the reviews have been out there for a little while now, I'd assume that they haven't struggled with that because it's got absolutely rave reviews, right? Like this is
96 or something like that.
in like the elite of
Yeah.
meta scores right now.
I mean, the original got a pretty high score, didn't it? And this has somehow beaten it. Well, yeah, and Persona 5 has got... oh, that's on Google reviews. We don't do that, but still 95% on there. OpenCritic, which Click Play has reviews on there, has Persona 5 at a beautiful 94, with 99% of critics recommending it. So it's like one critic didn't recommend it. Probably somebody that was like, this is too sexualized for these monsters. Whereas Persona 5 Royal has got 96 and 100% of critics recommend it, which bet on 50 reviews is quite impressive.
Yeah, and that's what kind of tipped me over the edge to pre-order this latest version, because I didn't finish the original. I had no intention of getting this new one, but the review response has just been so positive.
Yeah, I've been speaking on Click Play a few times, going, I'm really desperate to play Persona 5 Royal. I can't wait for it. Royal or Royal? I'm saying Royal. It's not
I've
got E
been
on the
saying
end.
Royale, but yeah, why are we saying that?
Because we're French now. But yeah, so I've been playing Persona 5 Royal, and yeah, I was going to, and then they sent me a thing saying, hey, because I think they must have seen on Twitter that I was hyped about it. Like, hey, here's a review code. So I was like, oh, brilliant. Wow. I don't know which version of it is, but well, I never know, I might get the... I think there's an expansion pass coming, but I'm not sure exactly what this all incorporates, but I'll let you know, because I'm sure I'll get to it. But yeah, this is the bit where he gets interrogated.
Yeah, this is starting to ring a bell now.
Yeah, and there's a girl, and I remember when I first played it, there was a spoiler. Because here, she says, like, oh, he got ratted out by somebody. And I remember when the game came out, somebody spoiled it and said, this is the person who rats you out, who betrays you. And it's been such a long time ago that I cannot remember who that was. Even though when I played through the original, in my head, it was like, oh, this person's going to rat me out, this person's going to rat me out. And then but I've completely forgotten, which is fantastic.
Such a dense game. It's not surprising that you'd forget something like that, right?
And something like that. I mean, it's a game, what, 100, like I said, 120. This is 140 plus hours. But like they were talking, yeah. So they mentioned later on that Ryuji and your character. Does your character have a name? Because I couldn't remember if I put my name here down as BiggusBennus because I couldn't remember if my character actually.
You'd think if you had a canon name, it would already be there, right? And you would delete it. That tends to be the way of things. Yeah,
in Fire Emblem.
Cloud.
But like, yeah. That's true, yeah. Like your character and Ryuji kind of get chatted up at a beach, and I was just thinking, I never got past like the little small block that they were living in, and I played like a good 40 hours of this game, and yeah, I mean, I've got one thing that kind of annoyed me in the original game, and it was my own fault, was at one point I wanted to get through a dungeon quite quickly, and I switched down to the safe mode, which is like the one below easy. As I was going to switch to the safe mode, get through it. Or no, it was, yeah, and I just wanted to whiz through it and enjoy the story, because it was great. It was a really good story. Switched to safe mode, but they did warn me, and I kind of just clicked and went, yeah. But when you're in safe mode, you can't, and it's the same with this game as well, you can't switch out of safe mode into like easy mode or hard and all that. I think it's because when it's in safe mode, you don't level up as much, so if you switch to anything else, it kind of breaks the game for you.
So if you go down the difficulties, you can't go back up.
Yeah. So yeah, if you go, no, you can go back up. Yeah, it's just easy. You can do easy, normal, hard, and then I think there's like a. Oh god, I can't remember. Was it? Oh no, it's not. I think it's very soon. Actually, it tells you what, or it asks you what difficulty you want to play at. Like brutal, I think it is. And
I think you might have already done it. I think it was just before you put your name in.
Okay, yeah, possibly that. But like they're the ones you can do normally. But if you switch to safe mode, you can't switch back. And I switched to safe mode because I wanted to just play the like story and experience that. But then I got a little bit bored with it being not very competitive and just me bashing a few buttons and killing things. Like, okay, we've got some battles. Just keep going through it. Because if you passed out, you would be able to just go and bring yourself back up and continue the fight.
Can you hear me?
So there was a bit of like, there was zero challenge in it whatsoever. So I kind of got bored and faded out. That's actually the reason why I stopped playing it when I'd got 40 hours in. That was completely my fault.
So when you booted up the game and you kind of got to the main menu, was there anything like new there? Any like extra features or bonus modes?
I've gone through I went through some of the settings, but there weren't. I couldn't see anything as far as like, you know, frame rate or performance.
Whether or not it can be used in court.
I'm gonna go and while we're listening, I'm gonna look for the Persona 5 Royal.
Where did you find out about that world? How is it even possible to steal another's
Pro.
heart? Now,
you'd guess it's resolution, right? It's probably running it at some kind of
4K. It says on here.
Which for a game like this should do wonders for that art and stuff. That should look lovely on the old 4K TV.
Yeah, apparently they said. So apparently, Persona 5 isn't a demanding game. It should be. Apparently, Persona 5 dipped a few things.
You are held captive.
It's something like. I was looking on Reddit, so this is going to be very visual. Some people say that it's run better in the PS4. They update the engine. I mean, this is all. It's not like I said. I've spun the camera around, and I spin the camera around actually when we're watching this video, and it doesn't feel like 60 FPS, but it feels consistent.
Yeah, that's the main thing. Is it one of those deals where the Pro version's running at 4K, but that hits the frame rate a little bit? That's what
possibly. Yeah, a lot of people say it's it's 4K. It's someone said it's confirmed because the Japanese version was out already. The WCCFtech.com says they call it Persona 5 The Royal, so they haven't got the name right, so I don't know whether to believe this or not. But they say it comes with 4K support. It doesn't say anything about the. And then Newsbreak.com has exactly the same title, so sounds like oh, there's a gaming bot. There's like new story content, enhancements. It just says 4K. More time for night. Yeah, that's another thing as well. So when I played the original, I did like the first 40 hours or so, but I didn't find I was able to walk around and do activities that much at night. A lot of the time I just felt I was locked in my room. Every time I went downstairs, I was like, oh, I should really be going to bed. But apparently there's more time for that now. Also, yeah, so this is the flashback to...
Oh God, I forgot about
Arthur
this.
hand. Yeah. But it's weird because, like... So this bit here, he falls. And then he hurts. But then later on, it feels like something... It wasn't exactly like that it happened. But, yeah. I need to play more and see exactly what happened. Because I think there's going to be lots of twists and turns.
It's always a bit of a weird story point that he stopped a rape and got like sent away from his hometown because of it.
It's definitely a reflection on, you know, money and the power. You got all the money, all the power, you can make things disappear and punish the other people. There's a velvet room. Yeah, they've actually got a thieves' den. That's another thing in this. So your guys, what they call the thieves, phantom thieves. So you have a special den for them. I haven't got there yet. So I've just played the first few hours. Some new collectibles. There is the new playable. She's a new player character. Is the lady that we saw earlier.
Yep.
But obviously she wouldn't have been playable up to the point where she just did all that. So I'm guessing it's quite a bit later on in the game. There's a new character. Has got quite a good introductory art called Takuto Maruki. He's a clumsy teacher apparently. There's a new palace as well.
Okay.
Someone says it's pretty important to the overall story, so that's interesting. How they're going to include that. Oh yeah, there's the Showtime Attack now, which allows 2 party members to attack a target together, which is a new attack that wasn't available before. Oh yeah, another thing, Merciless. So the difficulty that we looked at, that's interesting. Yeah, so I said there was the ultimate difficulty, Merciless.
Yeah.
That apparently wasn't available in the original game. I'm guessing you had to finish it.
That makes sense. So for the die-hard people, they'll probably want a harder mode. So yeah, that totally makes sense.
And there's a new area. There's Kichijoji, which is a new location. It's got the Jazz Gin Club, although Gin has got a J, so I'm not sure if that's Yin, maybe. And Penguin Sniper, which is some interesting.
Talk to me about the Penguin Sniper. That sounds like something from Metal Gear. What's that?
Penguin Sniper. Yeah, Penguin Sniper. Killer. It's a fun darts mini game to increase your baton pass rank, because there's the baton pass, which is, a way of fighting. So this is when I spin the camera around a little bit. And it definitely doesn't feel like 60 FPS, but it's a solid 30. But for a game that, like, you'll see me in a second when I start moving, he walks so quick, like he runs so quickly. It feels like I'm made of nothing when I'm running around, and obviously, I go through other characters, so it just feels a little bit weird. Tells me how to rotate the camera. Good of him.
The music is so good.
Yeah. This is just me walking normally, but like you can run. Yeah, the stunning. I love how just depressing this is, because every time you see Tokyo normally, it's just this gorgeous, stunning, lights and neon and darkness and all this stuff, but it's realistic, this bit.
Yeah, I played a lot more Persona 4 than I played of Persona 5, and I definitely got the feel from Persona 4 that I was getting a more kind of grassroots, inside baseball look at Japan versus what we tend to see in other games,
Yeah, looking at the news, there is the new intro that we didn't see, but you will see on the playthrough video. There's a new battle theme called Takeover, and apparently 30 new tracks.
Okay.
So it doesn't say much about...
No one's home.
Yeah, there are... this music you can hear now is exactly the same as the original. But there are songs from... there are some brand new songs. There's free DLC. So Persona 5 had quite a lot of DLC because of all these costumes and music. Apparently, it comes... Royal comes with all the original DLC for free.
Yeah, you should think so.
Yeah, and then playtime. Apparently, it's an extra 20 hours of stuff. So they're the main new things. But is it worth another playthrough? I'm going to stream it for a bit. If people seem interested, I'll continue. At the moment, though, I'm just obsessed with Animal Crossing, and it seems that it's quite a popular game to stream, so I've enjoyed it a lot. This is the old grumpy man. I always thought he was like an uncle, but he's like, no. Well, he says in this that he's a friend or he said he would help the boys' parents out who were customers at this establishment. So, yeah.
This whole scene is really reminiscent of Catherine.
Catherine, oh, that's just... Is that Catherine Full Body? Is that the new one? Or the new version?
So Catherine is is a game made by the same developers in between Persona 4 and 5.
I haven't played that.
Thanks for coming.
You should give that a go.
This place is in the back alley, so there's no
Whenever I
worries of
play a
a car
game in,
crashing
say, in
here.
Japan or in Tokyo, I just want to play Yakuza. All this game, to be honest, when I was playing Yakuza, I'm like, I really want to go and play Persona. I love these settings, you know, where they just mooch around. There's a lot of like socializing and kind of... I love it when they add stuff in games that,
Well, see
you know, doesn't really add anything. Like here, you just go and listen to some people gossiping, or you hear them talking, and it just adds to the overall feeling of the story, like the situation. And this game does it a lot. Like there's one bit where you have to go where you're at the high school, and you have to go to the roof to meet Ryuji, and you could spend 20 minutes just walking around listening to everyone's conversations on what they're saying. Often they're saying, terrifying stuff about you. Oh, I hear he's gonna be, he's a murderer, he's a delinquent, and all this stuff.
A customer of mine and your parents know each other, and well.
Yeah, there we go. That was it.
Follow me.
Parents were customers of his, and blah blah blah. But there's definitely more there to that story.
This is your room. I'll at least give you sheets for your bed.
Thank you.
You look like you want to say something.
I had to try. He was somebody I was really desperate to get on my good side.
I'll be leaving after I lock up each day. You'll be alone.
Yeah, I mean that's Persona 5 Royal. We're only allowed to record 30 minutes, so we're at 27. This is pretty much where I got to. Yeah,
it's come out of a bit of a weird time for me with we've got Resident Evil 3 coming out next week and Final Fantasy 7 right after it. But I'm looking forward to kind of jump back into this, at least for the first throughout the week of this week, I guess.
And this is one to come back to throughout the year, I think.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to chip away at it because, I've always had this feeling that I didn't give this game enough of my time. And I really respect like the art and the music and all that kind of stuff. So, with it being like a 100-hour experience, I think I'll just try and chip away at it.
Yeah, no, like they do. Like you can go into your the options menu, click on story, and it'll continue to just like fill up throughout as you're playing it, so you can go back and recap, because I think they're expecting people to do that. They're not going to expect them to sit down and play 120 hours or whatever. So you can do that. And also like every dungeon is from what I've worked out, it's like about 10 hours per dungeon, maybe a little bit longer if you include the bits in between. So like you do a dungeon, spend a week chilling or a couple of days going and finishing a dungeon, and then put it down for a bit and go back and work towards that. So I think that's a good way to play this.
Yeah, and it's got that whole time management element to it where you decide kind of how you want to spend your day and then how you want to spend your evening and that kind of, which I always find that stuff quite satisfying. Yeah,
it is. But yeah, this game reviewed really, really well. It's on PS4 Pro, but it was on PS4, but it does have Pro support up to 4K. Found out now. New bits and bobs, quite a few new things. If you're in the mood to replay this, if you've played it already and you're in the mood to replay it, this is definitely the one to play. If you've not played it before, then you're about to experience an incredible JRPG.
Yeah, enjoy.
Thank you, Jordan.
Thank you, Ben.